Hey guys, welcome back to the Game Replay. I'm DavetheUsher. The game we're playing is Beyond Two Souls for the Sony PlayStation 3. Okay guys, here we are. We are at the end of this game. And it's time for us as Jody to make a decision as to how we are going to end this awesome story. I've really enjoyed this game, but we can get into all that stuff in the end credits. For now, folks, we have a couple of decisions to make, which will change the outcome of our ending. But here's the thing, folks. I'm going to go the extra mile, and I am going to show you all the endings this game has to offer. Okay, let's see the endings, and at the very end, we'll talk about them.
Other side. Another world. Becoming the wind, the stars, the universe. Being with Aiden and those I've loved forever. Living, feeling, being in love.
Love you, Jody.
Growing old.
Love you.
So many things I still have to do.
Jody? Jody? Jody, come here, wake up. Jody, wake up. Jody, wake up. Jody. Jody. Jody, wait. No. Jody, wake up.
There's a world out here. A whole universe of forests and lakes and mountains and rivers. It's all around us. You just have to listen carefully to hear its whisper. Neither heaven nor hell. There's no God or devil. Just a place where we continue to exist after we die. My soul explores it endlessly, and I've still only seen a fragment of it. I can be everywhere and nowhere. I can dissolve into nothing or become whole again. I can merge my soul with others or be more alone than any human being has ever been. All this is possible merely by the force of my will. I continue to look through to your world. I watch over those I love. I'd like them to know I'm there, that I'm okay. To hold them in my arms one more time. Tell them how much I miss them. But I have to settle for being close by. Invisible. Transparent. No more than a fading memory. I know what has been and what is yet to be. I know all the possibilities. I can see the darkness coming. I must stay a while longer. There is still a part to play. Before I can leave to discover what lies beyond.
Sometimes, I could spend hours staring into space, watching the images as they go by. They play over and over again, like a TV that's never turned off. I don't know why I'm seeing all this, but there's one thing I do know. It all really happened. When I'm alone, I listen to the voice inside my head. She talks to me. She says there are things I need to know. Sometimes I shut my eyes and it's as if I could fly. I can go through walls. I see beautiful colors around people, and I discover faraway places without ever leaving my room. The voice told me not to tell anyone. I'm really scared. Especially at night when I'm alone with the shadows. There are things moving in the darkness. Strange noises. Whispers in the dark. The voice says it's nothing. That it'll all go away. But she won't tell me what these things are. And I'm too scared to ask. I often have the same dream. Everything seems so real. Sounds, smells, the light. Deep down, I know it's not just a dream. It's like an echo of things to come. I must get ready. I know there's not much time. There's only one thing I can be sure of. I will never be alone again.
Other side. Another world. Becoming the wind, the stars, the universe. being with Aiden and those I've loved forever. Living, feeling, being in
I
love,
love you, Jody.
growing old.
I love you.
So many things I still have to do.
We're alive.
Aiden?
We made it. Jody, we made it.
Aiden? Ever since the Black Sun was destroyed, my memory has been disintegrating. I spent too much time on the other side. Now it's eating away at my mind, erasing what's left of it. My memories are all confused, slowly self-destructing, fading like a dream when you wake up. I'm losing my sense of time. I no longer know what happened before or after. Everything's playing inside my head at the same time. It's like watching the same film looping over and over again. A chaos of images with no order. So I've been writing night and day for weeks, trying to put my life down on paper. If I forget everything, these pages will be my memory.
3 months after the fact, the investigation continues in an effort to determine the cause of the accident that cost 283 lives on a Pentagon military base. government representatives confirm that the authorities are working hand in hand with the investigators to shed light on this appalling tragedy.
The CIA is leaving me alone for the moment. I suppose they're too busy building another condenser to worry about me. I know they'll never abandon their experiments, now that they know it's on the other side. Honestly, I don't give a damn. Now I need to reconstruct my life. My life without Aiden. For as long as I can remember, I dreamt of living without him. Untied, without his constant presence by my side. I got what I wanted. I've never been so unhappy in my life. I feel like part of me has been amputated. Crying all day. I know it's stupid. Shit. I miss him so much. It took months. Months of nothing passing by. Then I woke up. I knew it was time. Time to start again. To build a new life. It was so obvious. Deep inside, I always knew. I just needed the silence around me to hear what I was feeling. I told Ryan I couldn't see my future with him. We've been through too many difficult times together. Times I want to forget. He said he understood. That he'd wait as long as it takes. I know I felt something for him. It just wasn't strong enough. How could I live a normal life again after all I've been through? Hell, who wants to live a normal life anyway? A boyfriend, job, counting the days till my next vacation. I wanted it for so long, but I finally realized that that life wasn't for me. So I took to the road. I've seen many rifts to the other side. Hundreds of them all over the country. Homes where strange things happen. Motel rooms that no one ever wants to sleep in again. Entities are all around us. They live in our houses, sleep in our beds. They're with us every second of every day. I know they're lurking in the shadows. know how much I've missed you. I see things at night. Terrifying things. I tell myself it's only nightmares, but I know it's not true. Once Pandora's box is open, it can never be closed again. No. It's not nightmares. It's what is about to happen. I've died twice already. I'm not afraid of death anymore. It was so obvious. Deep inside, I always knew. I just needed the silence around me to hear what I was feeling. I told Ryan I couldn't see my future with him. We've been through too many difficult times together. Times I want to forget. He said he understood. That he'd wait as long as it takes. I know I felt something for him. It just wasn't strong enough. They took me in when I was alone. When all I could think of was dying. They shared the little they had without knowing me or judging me. Deep down, I knew that my place was there. With them. Stan does odd jobs here and there. Jimmy's gone back to school. He's clean now. Tuesday works behind a bar, and Walter looks after little Zoe. They're not rolling in money, but they manage. I never told them about my past, and they never asked. They love me for who I am. Just some weird chick who talks to spirits. Zoe took to me like we'd always known each other. There's something about her big, sad eyes that reminds me of the little girl I once was. I knew she was different from the moment I saw her. We haven't talked about it, but we both know we have something in common. I see things at night. Terrifying things. I tell myself it's only nightmares, but I know it's not true. The only one who can save the world is a little girl. I have to prepare her. I know I don't have much time. Once Pandora's box is open, it can never be closed again. No. It's not nightmares. It's what is about to happen. So obvious. Deep inside, I always knew. I just needed the silence around me to hear what I was feeling. I told Ryan I couldn't see my future with him. We've been through too many difficult times together. Times I want to forget. He said he understood. That he'd wait as long as it takes. I know I felt something for him. It just wasn't strong enough. See things at night. Terrifying things. I tell myself it's only nightmares, but I know it's not true. Once Pandora's box is open, it can never be closed again. No. It's not nightmares. It's what is about to happen. I've died twice already. I'm not afraid of death anymore. It was so obvious. Deep inside, I always knew. I just needed the silence around me to hear what I was feeling. It took me a while to realize how much I loved Willem. I'd been alone and sad for so long. I'd forgotten what it was like to love someone. We traveled as far away as we could. I had to learn to love again. To put my trust in someone, to stop fighting and running away. short. I had to learn to live. Ryan and I never talked about it again. As if it all never happened. As if the other side didn't exist. As if it could never come back into our lives. See things at night. Terrifying things. I tell myself it's only nightmares, but I know it's not true. Once Pandora's box is open, it can never be closed again. No. Not nightmares. It's what is about to happen. I've died twice already. I'm not afraid of death anymore. Next time, I'll kill everyone.
My God, I was so afraid I lost.
Okay, and that is the conclusion of all of the endings of Beyond Two Souls. I hope you enjoyed, me showing you the variations, choosing, beyond or choosing life. And, well, we can talk about the endings, we can talk about the game in general, and, everything in between. So, first of all, let's go to the endings. Okay, so to the left, you got, this beyond side. To the right, you got life and, everything that can happen if you choose life side. So for the beyond side, you go over that way, and, well, you see people who have passed over onto the other side, and, Aiden's there, family, friends who are gone, I think that's good in a way. I think it's appropriate, very much, in, 1 degree. I believe. I just don't think it works in some ways, though, I just don't see her choosing that side personally over Life Side, no matter what variation of ending you choose for Life Side, but definitely I'd imagine Jody picking Life, because I feel Beyond will always be there. That chapter, I think she said it kind of in a way, I still have stuff to do, life, yada yada. Beyond will be there, but it's not my time yet. It's not time for that yet. So I think she chooses life. So then you got life, and you got a couple of paths on Life Side. Now, what were they? It was I'm gonna be alone. I'm gonna check in on my homeless friends. My old homeless buddies who aren't really homeless anymore, actually. And of course, there were her Navajo friends. Going back to the desert, Arizona or New Mexico, wherever that was again. And of course, there is Ryan, her kind of boyfriend, picking him too. So let's, think about the 4 endings. For me personally, I don't think going alone is what she would do, just kind of staying alone, and then, whatever happened, we'll get to that. It happened at the end of all the endings, pretty much. I don't see her kind of just staying alone, and that's it. As far as her homeless friends, actually, I kind of feel like the ending for Life Side, I feel like a combination, a combination of the majority of the life endings. I feel like she would choose life, check in on her homeless friends, see how they're doing. She'd go and visit. Same thing would happen, big greeting and all this stuff. She would see Tuesday's daughter, Zoe, right? Remember? And, well, apparently there's something off about her. There's something different. She could tell right away. I don't really understand that too much. Why is this daughter, Zoe, different? Why is she special? It seems like she has the same abilities that Jody has. I don't know really why. Why is that happening? Don't question it. Let's not question it too much. So for my ending, she chooses life, she checks in on her homeless friends, she sees how Zoe is different, and, she has abilities, and she's kind of like Jody herself. And then, she leaves, and she goes to check in on her Navajo friends. Remember that ending now. Now, that ending, it seemed like she really had a romantic relationship with that Brie. You know what I'm saying? I personally, and I made comments about that, during the whole big Navajo chapter. I don't really get that, I don't think that works. I don't think that's, I suppose they want to have that second romantic, interest, other than Ryan in the game. They want a couple options, so I understand that. But the way the game did it, unless I missed some sort of scene, by my decisions, I feel like that didn't really work, that doesn't make sense. So, but, she goes and visits, and, the visiting happens, and that's fine. She checks out, and on to the last ending, choosing Ryan. All right, so I feel like the game player could definitely go either way, she's not getting with Ryan, or she's getting with that Brie. All right, for me, I kind of, as I played, I left it in the air, but ultimately, you know what, that's fine. I could see that happening. And there was a lot of time that passed where we didn't have any scenes between. Remember when we made that dinner? There was the dinner. A lot of time passed. At the end of the dinner scene, it didn't even seem like things were really going to click. But then she was getting ready for that undercover mission, overseas. And it seemed like, some time has passed. Months? I don't think years, but, a while has passed. And, I think they've been doing stuff. And I think they've been seeing each other and all that. So, I left it in the air like, oh, I don't know. We'll see. Not yes, not no. But at the end, for me and my preference, as I was talking about combining all the endings, I feel like, all right, after she chose life and, she visited all her friends that she met, I feel like, she would ultimately choose Ryan and, they'd have that ending. Let's talk about the last scene that was pretty much the same in every single ending, pretty much, where she was standing. I don't know if that was the Infraworld or, It was a gloomy place. We'll just call it the gloom place. And it looked like, hey, this isn't over, Brie. The next battle is about to take place. And sometimes it seemed, and it seemed like in some instances, like she had her protege, Zoe, who had her abilities too, and, something could be going down with that, or, she'd be there alone. I think she was only there with Zoe, or it was by herself, unless I already can't remember something. There was many endings, and I put them all together, by the way. I kind of think, actually, in that last ending that Ryan should have been standing beside her, but I don't know. So anyway, that's my opinion, on, I think how the game would have ended. Her choosing life, and kind of a combination, but yeah, she kind of goes with Ryan, though, at the end. And, well, I guess the whole doom and gloom scene at the end goes down, and yeah, I'd like to think Zoe would be a part of that. And so, what does that also mean, by the way? Sequels? Is there going to be a Beyond Two Souls game sequel? I really want to talk about more stuff. There was one thing I didn't show. Now, you remember the scene where Dr. Nathan was standing there in the big old storm, and he had his gun, and then Jody was trying to reason with him, and like, you gotta stop this, Bray, you gotta stop this. So, at the very end, he takes his gun, he puts it to his head, buka, he blows his brains out, he dies, and he's reunited with his family. I do know of one other possibility. I'm not sure if there's actually more than another one, but I know there is another possibility that if you're cold and stern and you're like, you screwed up big time, bucko, he gets pissed at you and he raises his gun towards Jody. Aiden intervenes and kills Dr. Nathan. He kills him, so he drops dead. And after that, the same thing that you guys saw in the video happens, and he just gets up and he's like, do it, Jody. I know you can do it. It's like the same thing you saw, and I'm just thinking, that doesn't work, that is not appropriate. Okay, you just tried to kill her, and then Aiden strangles you to death, you die, and then you're like, do it, Jody, yeah, you can do it. You're the one that put a stop to this. Like, what is that? I just don't think that works at all. That just doesn't flow at all, it's just silly. So I'm not even gonna show that. There's no point, and even with that other conclusion with Dr. Nathan I showed, it's a little weird. Like, he just blows his brains out, and I don't know. It's a little appropriate what happens to him. I feel like as far as the story goes, there was a lot more I wish we could have shown. The game seems actually kind of short, even though there is a lot of replay value. I think, because it's a lot of fun. There's a lot of little options to choose from, and who knows, you could be surprised. I could be surprised. There could be something crazy out there that I didn't do, or if I didn't do this or that path, this path. Let's talk about graphics, sound and music. Great sound effects, great music mood settings. The graphics were great. The facial expressions, the body language, the way... they barely look like video game characters, you know what I mean? The story is great. I loved how it went back and forth, young, old Jody, this and that. I like that, rather than in a total timeline straightforward. I kind of like the zigzag. Sometimes I wish we had more little girl Jody. Those were interesting chapters, and at the end, they were there, but they were really short. The big one, one of the bigger ones was that, snow playing in the yard scene. I think we could have done with another one of those kind of chapters, like young girl Jody. Also, I don't want to say the Navajo scene was the weakest scene out of the whole thing, but if I had to choose, it was good, and I totally understand them getting away and like putting Jody in like a whole different environment altogether. Let's choose the desert and have kind of an isolated story. I get that, and I think it was good, but perhaps it was the weakest out of the whole bunch. Maybe, I don't know. Leave me your comments. Tell me your thoughts on what you thought it was the weakest. Not bad. They're all good, but the weakest out of the whole bunch. And of course, let's talk about Aiden really quick. It seems like after what happened, Aiden was kind of lost, unable to get back to Jody. I don't know what he did. It must have took him a while. I guess it took him a while, or maybe not even. Maybe he was there from the get-go, but remained silent? Who knows? You know, to give Jody some time? I don't know. But, in either case, Aiden finally reveals himself to Jody again in the endings. You know, still here. And I think, he said something slightly different in one of the endings. Aiden can kind of write to Jody. Couldn't he write, you know, a lot more stuff to Jody then? To, I don't know, hey Jody, I'm your brother, your twin brother. I died during birth with our birth mother. How you doing? Okay, hello, I'm Aiden. How are you? I don't know, I just think, you know, that could have been a way to pass along information. Anyway, yeah, the game, I feel like it was too short sometimes. I really would have liked another couple of chapters. You know, that one when we were undercover overseas was a big doozy and like crazy stuff. I think we could have used another one of those. I think we could have used another one of the scenes with little girl Jody, another one of those. I think we could have used, I don't know, some more character development here and there with some characters. You know, it's nice that Cole kind of had a happy ending, and, you know, some of the characters had a happy ending. Even if you choose, you know, whichever ending, you know, you know that they're there and, you know, they're just doing their thing, despite the ending you choose. So that's nice. This game was really cool, man. I'm really glad I picked it up. It's a very different kind of game, you know. Recently, I was playing a third-person shooter, The Last of Us, which is kind of the more typical third-person, you know, game. This is a third-person, but very different. It's like the kind of clicking and you know, the options and the paths you take. I think I totally recommend this game, though, you know. If you're really into the firsts and the thirds, you know, the shooters and that kind of stuff, you know, action games, and, you know, you haven't really played this kind of style, I still totally recommend it. It's nice to step away and try something new. This is a good new, and, you know, the controller system, it's not that bad. Sometimes, you know, you want to do turns, and, you know, if you watched my walkthrough, you understand sometimes it's like, but it's not a big deal. And overall, the control setup and everything was really cool. Controlling Aiden was a lot of fun. And once again, sequel, I would like to see it happen. I don't know if you guys would. Do you think that ending is appropriate and that's how it should just be? Or do you think there's a lot more that can be involved? I mean, even with the dead characters like Dr. Nathan, you know, death is not the end, man. We can have more, you know, occurrences with these dead characters in a sequel to Beyond Two Souls. And I think a sequel is totally doable and possible. Anyway, guys, I really enjoyed this walkthrough, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. If you guys enjoyed this video, please give it a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe, and leave me those comments and tell me what you think about everything I covered, or if you have another opinion that I didn't cover. I'm DavetheUsher for the Game Replay. Thanks for being here, guys, for the story mode of Beyond Two Souls. I will see you guys next time. I am out.